maybe a little, and not maybe, I'm sure people look at the conflict completely differently, depending on who you are. But I look at the people of Israel. I'm talking about the war. I'm talking about the, like, everything that started off with October 7th. And I'm being very limiting in saying starting off with October 7th, because if we're honest, this has been ongoing for years. I can remember campaigning in Michigan and telling people, I'm like, y'all know that back in the day, they used to say peace in the Middle East. Yeah. I'm like, do you understand that, like, this has been ongoing and there have been so many wars, as they've characterized them. But nevertheless, so when we're talking about, or for me, I look at the Israeli people and I separate them from Netanyahu and the Netanyahu government. And actually in that clip, I was doing the same thing. And I was warning of kind of this idea of, we don't like the leader, so therefore we leave the people, or we start to attack the people. And I said, look at Donald Trump. Now, mind you, this is before he even got into office. Yeah. But right now, there are a lot of places that have a lot of problems with the United States. I disagree with Donald Trump. The people have been protesting Donald Trump. The people were protesting Netanyahu before October 7th. Yeah. We saw that. Netanyahu was reforming the courts. Guess who else reformed our courts? Donald Trump. And so I saw all these similarities, except for the fact that I will tell you that I do feel like Netanyahu is more intelligent than Donald Trump. That's a whole other issue. But nevertheless, at the end of the day, I would hate for people to say, we're going to leave Americans, or Americans are bad people. Same thing like with some of the things, the resolutions that the Republicans were putting on the floor in the 118th Congress. It was going after the Palestinian people. And I was like, you can take issue with Hamas all day long, but the Palestinian people have to be separated from that. And so, you know, there are people that may disagree with me, and I'm good with people disagreeing with me. But I just want you to say, this is what she believes.
It's not absolute.
And I disagree with her on that.
Yeah, I get you on that. I think the last thing I'll say about that clip, there was a line that you said at the end, and I've heard you say a lot of these things before. I just wanted the people to see it again. But there was something that you said. You said that the relationship between the United States and Israel has existed long before you were born, I was born, and will exist long after. Yeah. But why does that have to be the case? Yeah. You know?
It's a valid.
It's valid, but I also want to frame it like people like you and myself. The United States is at a relationship with a lot of things: racism, sexism, homophobia, and we fight against those things every day. Fight to cut those ties every day. So why does it feel like this relationship with Israel has to prevail?
I'll tell you this: that right now, because this at least has been publicly stated, right now we have allies that are not sharing information with us because they don't trust us to be able to hold on to that information in a safe way. Obviously, we've seen what's happened with Signalgate, that kind of stuff. But I will tell you that intel has always been very important to the United States. And so that's